What's going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon, and I'm doing my official Dolphins at Packers review video. So let's see. First of all, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get right into it, but I'd like to say before that real quick, so just like I thought, you know, either if we were going to win the game, it was going to be a close game, and we kept it that way most of the game, you know, but it was going to have to be a close game that we were going to win by a couple points. If we were going to lose, it was going to be by double digits, and lo and behold, we lost by double digits. So let's see, Packers 31, Dolphins 12. Yeah, so we lost. It sucked. Before I get into the breakdown, though, let me go and everything that happened. Let me just go ahead and give you all of the, you know, stats and stuff like that, so you know what's going on. Oh, real quick though, just so to, you know, put things into perspective a little bit, the Patriots actually did lose today to the Titans. The Bengals lost today too, so those things do help us out. You know, whatever. Anyway, let me go ahead and get to this. I'll get to all that in a minute. So we had 294 total yards. They had 377. We had 163 passing yards. They had 182. We had 131 rushing yards. They had 195. 4.5 yards per play for us, 6.9 for them. We each lost a fumble. We threw an interception. Brock threw an interception. We were 28% on third downs. They were 40%. We had the ball for 32 minutes, 3 seconds. They had it for 27 minutes, 57 seconds. We only had 3 penalties. They had 6. Brock Osweiler was 23 for 37, 62.2% completion percentage, 213 yards. No touchdowns, 1 interception, and a 66.6 passer rating. Aaron Rodgers was 19 for 28, 67.9% completion percentage for 199 yards, 2 touchdowns to no interceptions, and a 112.1 passer rating. Frank Gore led the way for us on the ground with 13 rushes for 90 yards and a 6.9 average. Kenyon Drake had 8 rushes for 27 yards and a 3.4 average. Aaron Jones led the way for them with 15 rushes for 145 yards, 2 touchdowns and a 9.7 average. Raven Green had 1 rush, 26 yards, 26 average, and Aaron Rodgers tossed in 6 rushes for 21 yards and a 3.5 average. Receiving for us, Danny Amendola led the way, 7 out of 10 for 72 yards. Devontae Parker, 5 of 11 for 43. Kenny Stills, 2 of 3 for 26. And Leonte Carroo, 1 of 1 for 20 yards. For them, Devontae Adams led the way, 4 of 7 for 57 yards and 2 touchdowns. Marquez Valdez-Scantling had 6 out of 7 targets, 44 yards. Mercedes Lewis was 1 for 1, 30 yards. Aaron Jones, 3 of 5 for 27. Lance Kendricks, 2 of 2 for 24. And Jimmy Graham, 1 of 1 for 14. Brock Osweiler lost a fumble. Tramon Williams lost a fumble. Yeah, let's see. So defensive statistics, TJ McDonald led the way for us with 7 solo tackles. Let's see. Bobby McCain then came up next. He had 5 solo, 1 assist. Raekwon McMillan had 5 solo, 2 assisted. Xavier Howard had 4 solo, 1 assist. Rashad Jones had 3 solo and a pass defense. Kiko Alonso was 3 solo, 3 assists. Robert Quinn was 2 solo, 1 assist, 1.5 sacks, and 1 tackle for loss. Cam Wake was 1 solo, 2 assists, half sack. Minka Fitzpatrick was 1 solo, 1 assist, and a pass defense. And Leonte Carroo had a fumble recovery. That was on special teams, though. That's why he's there. But he had the fumble recovery. For them, Blake Martinez led the way, 9 solo tackles. Dean Lowry had 5 solo, 1 assist, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. Kenny Clark had 5 solo, 1 assist, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. Josh Jones had 5 solo. Jair Alexander had 5 solo tackles, 2 passes defense. Kyler Fackrell had 4 solo, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. Josh Jackson had 4 solo, 2 assists. Bashad Breeland had 2 solo. 1 interception for 26 yards and a pass defense. Tony Brown had 2 solo tackles with a pass defense. Reggie Gilbert had 1 solo, 2 assists, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, 1 fumble recovery. Montravius Adams had 1 solo tackle, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. And Raven Green had 1 solo tackle, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 pass defense. In the kicking game, Jason Sanders was 4 for 4 on his field goals with a long of 47. He didn't have any extra point attempts because we didn't score any damn touchdowns. Mason Crosby was 1 of 1 for his field goal with a long of 38, and he was 4 for 4 on all of his extra points because they scored 4. Let's see. Punting. Matt Hawk had 2 punts, 38.5 average, with a long of 39 and I believe 1 inside the 20. Anyway, J.K. Scott for them had 1 punt, 37 average, obviously a long of 37, and it was inside the 20, 1 inside the 20. Kickoff returns, Jakeem Grant had 4 with a 20.8 average with a long of 30. Sonoris Perry had 1 with a 14 average, obviously a long of 14. For them, Bashad Breeland had 1, 19 average with a long of 19. Lucas Patrick had 1, that was 15 yards with a 15 average. We didn't have any punt returns, and they had 1 by Tremont Williams for 19 yards with a long of 19, average of 19 as well. So, obviously. So yeah, I'm going to start off by saying that this game was lost because of Brock Osweiler. Point blank, bottom line, period, that's it. Brock Osweiler. So, the offensive line was missing Laramie Tunsil, it was missing Ted Larson, and it was missing Juwan James. Jesse Davis was the only starter that started the year on that offensive line in this game. They played great, for the most part. Were they perfect? No. But they played pretty damn well. You know, we had 131 rushing yards. Gore was always getting positive yardage. There was adequate time at the very least in the pocket, and so on and so forth. At least half of the 6 sacks on Osweiler was Osweiler's fault. The fumble was completely him. And you'll see in his post-game press conference, he owned it, and he should, because he lost this game for us. He absolutely lost this game for us. Just like last week, he was missing throws, wide open guys. You know, I was saying that fumble, the snap, you could argue, was a little off target, but it hit him right in the hands. He just lost it, and then, god damn it, the motherfucker could not land on the damn thing. So, I mean, here's the thing. First of all, we're 5-5. We're definitely not out of this. There's at least 5 winnable... Hey, there's at least 5 winnable games on the schedule left. And so, you know, we're definitely not... Sorry, guys. My cat is being an asshole right now. I had to spray him. Anyway, so... you know, we've got at least 5. We should be able to beat the Bills twice. We should be able to beat the Colts. We stand a good chance to beat the Patriots at home. You know, we usually do. That could go either way, but you know, the Jags are not a very good team. You know, this year they're only 3-5. That's a winnable game. I mean, there's definitely winnable games, and we can still make the playoffs. But I'll tell you this much. Not with Brock Osweiler. It's not going to happen. Adam Gase has got to fucking do something about that. Put in David Fales, for fuck's sake. If Ryan Tannehill cannot go for that Colts game, he cannot let Brock be in there. He can't. The dude, his pocket awareness has been terrible. He, you know, prematurely breaks out of the pocket when, you know, he's still got time. He cannot survey the fucking field. He just misses guys. He doesn't see them. He's fucking like 6'7" or 6'8", yet somehow he can't see the field for shit. He's constantly getting balls batted down at the line of scrimmage. He's missing guys wide open. His arm strength is not fucking there, and his accuracy's not there. I mean, dude, this guy is just... He lost us this game, point blank, bottom line, period. And that's it. And, you know, he's probably, you know, the main reason why last week the offense couldn't fucking do shit. It's just, look, man, if he didn't fumble that goddamn ball on the first drive, we probably would have got it in the paint. And, well, hopefully, I mean, you would think so. They were down there 4 times. If they... Or they kicked 4 field goals, and then they were down there at least in the red zone one other time when he fumbled the ball. You get touchdowns out of that. That's, you know, 28, 35 points. And they wouldn't have had as many points as they would have had, you know. So we could have easily have won that game. Brock lost it for us. Bottom line, that's it. You know, the defense played really well. The wide receivers and stuff were playing really well. Everybody was playing well except for fucking Brock Osweiler. God damn it. I see why Houston got rid of him. I see why, you know... I feel bad for the dude only because he's a nice guy. He is. He's a good dude. He says all the right things. He owned the shit out of it in his post-game press conference, which you'll see in a minute. But god damn it, he is a fucking liability. And he needs to go. He cannot continue to be our quarterback. If, God forbid, if Ryan Tannehill is not ready to go for that Colts game, they need to do something else. And, of course, though, because, you know, it just is the way it is this season, going into this game, we were already the most injured team in the league. We had 21, if I remember correctly, 21 guys on the injury report. That's insane. That's like half your fucking team. That's basically your entire starting lineup being on the injury report, with a couple guys out, including, you know, Charles Harris and Ryan Tannehill. And we also have like 9 guys on injured reserve. Well, let's see, Jakeem Grant went out in this game. He missed like half the game or whatever. He missed a significant portion of the game because he had a foot injury that looked to be like an Achilles injury. We know he was going in with a minor Achilles injury into this game, so hopefully it's not serious. It looked like it may have been serious, although the reports since then have shined a little bit of optimism on it, but he's certainly not going to be back for, you know, a few weeks. I seriously doubt he'll be back for the Colts game. It did not look like it was good. Of course, Devontae Parker got fucking beat up again. He now has a shoulder injury. I mean, we can't stay healthy to save our fucking lives. So, you know, I mean, I've said it. Look, here's the thing, guys. I mean, as frustrating and stuff as it is, you can't get too crazy with it. You know, there's a lot of people that are like, fire everybody. I think Brock Osweiler should not be our quarterback without question. But people are all like, you know, fire all these coaches, fire the GM, fire everybody, fire. People need to calm down with that, because has the coaching staff been perfect? No. Have they called bad plays occasionally? Yes. Do they need to be better at things? Of course. But it's not their fault. And, you know, also too, people have started, you know, saying, oh, well, there's got to be something wrong with our strength and conditioning program. Dude, this is just the NFL. This is the way it goes. We're just super unfortunate this year that just everybody and their mother and their brother and their cousin is getting injured. You know, I mean, that's just how it is. Everybody has injuries. You know, every year we're league average. This year, we're number 1 in the league. We just so happen this year. So, you know, people need to stop. And not only that, but this organization invests a lot into sports science. So, look, I know you want answers. I know everybody wants answers. And I know they want to, you know, point fingers and blame this person and that person and this, that, and the other. But really, if you look at it, the number one thing, we had a really good team going into this season. And the number one thing has been just the, you know, 2 mountains worth of injuries that this team has had to endure. I mean, that's it. Bottom line, that's it. If we had our starting offensive line from the beginning of the year and a healthy Ryan Tannehill, and if our, you know, all of our receivers weren't fucking, you know, in body casts, well, then, you know, we'd probably be performing a lot more like the Chiefs. I know everybody's gonna be like, oh, well, no way, this team sucks. There's no way they could be doing. No, we could have been. We had the elements in place to be able to perform like they were, or like they are, if, you know, we just stayed fucking healthy. I mean, look at them. If the Chiefs, they're 9-1 right now. They won today. If they had the amount of injuries that we had, there's no way. If Patrick Mahomes wasn't in the game, if Kareem Hunt wasn't in the game, if Tyreek Hill was not in the game, if 4 of their offensive linemen, if 2 of them were on injured reserve, and then 2 of them were out of that game, and then the backup to one of those guys on injured reserve was also out, they wouldn't be as prolific as they are. They just wouldn't, you know? It's been the goddamn injuries. And no, it's not the fucking strength and conditioning program's fault. It's just, well, the fucking football gods apparently hate the shit out of us. At least right now. So, you know, honestly, I'll never quit. I'll never stop backing the team. I'll never stop, you know, supporting and being like, we got a chance. You know, I choose, like I've said before, I choose to be optimistic, but I'm frustrated like you guys are. And it is getting, I have to admit, it's getting close to, you know, the season's not going to end up so well time, you know, to call it as that. Because, I mean, the injuries just won't stop. They just won't. We just keep losing guys. We're not going to even have a roster by the end of the year. You know, I'm sorry. And also, too, Bobby McCain came out because he got blindsided and he's in the concussion protocol now. So, you know, I mean, it's insane. We just cannot stop getting hurt, you know? And man, if I'll tell you what, you know, we are a little lucky. If you want to say that there's a silver lining, it's that we do have the bye now. We are 5-5 with at least 5 winnable games on this schedule. Going forward, we could still get to 10 wins. We could still make it to the playoffs. The only way that's going to happen, one of 2 things. Either Ryan Tannehill comes back healthy enough to make it through the remainder of the season, right? So he's got to be comfortable. He can't be feeling no pain. He's got to be able to make all the throws. I'm not worried about his legs. I think he'll be, you know, able to execute, you know, the full complement of plays within this playbook as far as that goes. But his throwing shoulder needs to be good. If Ryan Tannehill can come back and finish out the season, we stand a chance. We can win 5 of those last 6 games. We can make it to at least 10 wins and get ourselves into the playoffs. If he can't, Adam Gase has got to find another option at quarterback. Put David Fales in. I don't know. You know, fuck, dude. I know probably a lot of people aren't going to like this, but sign Colin Kaepernick, for fuck's sake. The dude's been blackballed. I think it's bullshit. But, you know, the political shit aside, he could... I mean, a lot of people may not like to hear this, but Colin Kaepernick could help us win games. And we have a schedule where we could win games, man. We could make it to 10. Adam Gase has got to make a decision, and he needs to make the right one. Because, I mean, no matter what, even if the rest of the season is a complete crapshoot and, you know, whatever, I still think that this front office and the coaching staff needs time to be able to get things all sorted out. And I don't think they should be held accountable for things that are out of their control, like, you know, injuries and stuff. But anyway, so either Tannehill has to come back and be able to remain healthy for the rest of the year, or we need to get a quarterback who can and not only can stay healthy, but, you know, can perform well. Dude, Colin Kaepernick could execute this offense. I know people really probably hate to hear that, but he could execute this offense. I feel if they brought him in now, they got the bye week and then the week to prepare for the Colts. That should be plenty of time, and he could execute Adam Gase's offense, and I know we could win another 5 games. other quarterbacks out there, I don't know. Let me know. You know, I've heard talk about Teddy Bridgewater. I've heard talk about. That's really about it. But you know, I mean, I would take David Fales for sure over Osweiler at this point. Anyway, guys. All right. Well, that's gonna be it. You know, I got the post game press conferences for you, so I'm gonna add those in so you have those. Keep your heads up, guys. I know this is rough. I know it sucks, but look, man, we gotta stay behind the team. We gotta stay positive. I'm gonna be real with you each week, you know, and I'm gonna tell you how it is and stuff. But no matter what, just choose positivity, guys. You know, stay upbeat. You know, just try and look at the bright sides and stuff like that. You know, whatever. And let's just keep it moving. And worst case scenario, I know nobody wants to hear this, but and I don't even like saying it, but worst case scenario, there's always next year. So, you know, but the season is not over yet. Like I said, there are plenty of winnable games on the schedule. We got to regroup. We got to get healthy over the next 2 weeks. And definitely, without question, there has to be some answers at that quarterback position going into that Colts game. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to leave you with that. Hope you guys enjoyed the interviews. I hope you enjoyed my video. I know it's a rough loss, but we'll get things back, right and keep it trucking. So if you like my video, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. If you want the alerts, make sure you hit the bell. Make sure you share this with your friends, your family, put it all out there. Hit me up with your questions, your comments, concerns. Leave those down in the comment section. You can hit me up on Twitter too if you want, which you should also, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. It's at Dillon Tartaro, and it's on my end screen if you need to spell it. So make sure you follow me on there. All right, guys, I'm out. Stay strong, stay together, stay positive, and I'll see y'all soon. Fins up.
Frustration level, field goals instead of touchdowns?
Yeah, very frustrating. Anytime you play a good team like the Packers, you have to score touchdowns. Field goals aren't going to be enough. And really at the end of the day, those problems, start and stop with me. I need to be better, and I need to find a way to get this offense in the end zone scoring touchdowns. This is 2 weeks now, back-to-back, that we've struggled, finishing drives in the end zone, point-blank period. And, I'm the only guy on the team that touches the ball every play on offense, and I need to find ways to be better and to score touchdowns. Yeah, and that's very unfortunate. Those are great players, great teammates, great people. But that has nothing to do with us not scoring touchdowns. I don't care who's on the field. Every time we touch the ball as an offensive unit, every series, I expect to score a touchdown. Is that going to be possible? Probably not, but that's our expectation as an offense. And, like I said, the blame is on nobody but myself. I need to be better. I thought this team went out there today and played a tremendous football game. I really do. I think the defense played well. I think the offensive line did a heck of a job. We had a couple guys, in there who haven't had a ton of playing time this year, and I thought they all did tremendous. I really did. Special teams made a big play for us. We had a couple short fields, and we just didn't score touchdowns. And like I said, that starts and stops with me. I need to be better for this football team. They deserve better. Score touchdowns. Find ways to score touchdowns. Like I said, this football team deserves touchdowns. The way the defense has played the past 2 weeks, like I said, special teams making a big play for us. This whole organization just deserves better. And like I said, I'm going to go to work tomorrow. In fact, on this flight, I'm going to watch this game. We're going to watch the game again tomorrow, and I'm going to find ways to get this ball in the end zone because I need to be better.
Well, how do you do that? 9 quarters without an offensive touchdown. How do you produce points? You're the guy who said it.
Yeah.
The ball every down.
I think it just goes back, and we need to watch the game film on all those games. And we need to look at, okay, when we cross the 50-yard line, what are we doing? And what are we doing well? What are we not doing so well? But more importantly, what can I do better? Like I said, whether it's a run play, a pass play, the ball's in my hand to make decisions for this football team. And obviously, I need to make better decisions.
What is the psyche of this football team right now after the inability to score a couple weeks? Defense has kind of been inconsistent over the last few weeks. Is there still optimism?
There is. This football team believes in itself. We really do. I think this football team does a great job of blocking out the outside noise and focusing on the task at hand. And like I said, you saw it tonight. Overall, I really think our team played a great game. It's just up to me to find ways to score more points. You look at our drives, and we had plenty of opportunities, and it's just unfortunate because a lot of guys gave everything they had tonight and left it all out there on the field.
You had a promising start on the first drive when you got down to 14, and then the snap happened. So what was your recollection of what went wrong there?
Yeah, it's just an unfortunate deal. Regardless of what happens, I need to find a way to get my hands on the football, and especially if the ball's on the ground, I need to find a way to get on top of that, especially down there. The offensive line and running backs and receivers did a tremendous job on that opening drive, whether it be run plays, pass plays, finding ways to have success. And if you want to beat a good football team like the Packers here on the road, you can't go down in the red zone and have turnovers. That's just unacceptable.
Was it snapped on the right count?
Yes, it was snapped on the correct count, yes.
Ron, you want any pass back, I guess, would be the interception.
Yes. Obviously, turnovers are unacceptable. From my vantage point in the pocket, I thought I had a clean throw to Danny. So really, I wouldn't say that's number one. Obviously, turnovers really hurt us. You never want to turn the ball over, but there's a couple other plays out there I'd like to have back as well.
Brock, with Ryan trying to make a comeback against the Colts, do you think you'll have an opportunity to right all the wrongs that you want to improve on?
I'm not sure, and really that decision's not up to me, but I'm going to focus on the things I can control, and that's finding a way to get better as an individual, as a quarterback, and then obviously how I can help this offense if my number is called against the Colts.
How do you think the left side of the line played?
I think the line as a whole played tremendous. I really do. Obviously, there were some sacks late in the game, but, those are obvious passing situations, and the Packers have some great guys up front. But as a whole, I thought the offensive line played tremendous. Our backs ran super hard. Receivers made some big plays. And like I said, our defense played lights out. I thought they did some great things. Special teams got us to short field. Overall, I just need to be better. And like I said, this organization deserves better because, we left a lot out there on the table tonight.
What did you see in the Packers defense that shut down Dillon?
Excuse me?
What did you see in the Packers defense? It seemed like they shut down the running game in the second half.
It was a little different. I think we were starting to throw the ball a little bit more as the score kind of became farther apart. But like I said, give credit where credit's due. The Packers have they have some great players on the defensive side of the ball. They have a great scheme, and they played very well tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Consistent football. You can see when they realize that we're getting a little too loose in certain spots, and they tighten it down, and then it stops for a little bit, and then somebody does something to where another one pops free. So we just got to find a way to be consistent for 4 quarters. I know those guys are working hard to try to get that done, and hopefully we can keep that group together and we just keep getting better the last 6 weeks.
With the bye week, how much evaluation will you do of the quarterback situation? Obviously, Ryan's injury plays into that.
Yeah, I won't. We'll see how everything goes with the health of everybody, and I can't even think about it right now. We haven't had a bye in 2 years, so it's probably good that we're having one.
14-12 game, and you seem you had a shot at that point. What, as you look back, what changed?
We turned it over. We didn't take advantage of the opportunity. It just seems like we had so many little things that we were counting on like somebody making a play, a block punt, we get a turnover on downs, like things like that. We didn't take advantage on that on offense, and that hurts us. And it's hard if we don't execute the right things on offense, and then now the defense is put in a bad position, and then it's just a snowball effect for us. And we needed to play this a certain way. It was close, but we just at the end of the day we didn't get it done on offense.
What did you change without tackles? Without you're starting to really formulate?
I mean, we focused on some of the way that we do our sorts and slides and all that stuff, protections, and just trying to make sure the ball was coming out and just things like that.
And when you talk about tightening down, like on run defense, what is it that they need to do better that they're doing inconsistently?
Well, I can't speak on this game. I know what we worked on a lot last week was just making sure guys weren't jumping out of their gaps to where now we have two in a gap, to where a D lineman was staying in their gap, linebackers in their gap, safeties were filling in the right spot, and we tightened it down pretty good last week. I thought guys did a really good job at executing what was asked of them. We'll see what it looks like when we watch this to see, because usually it's when we talk through everything, it's always like one guy didn't do his deal here, and that's what sprung this loose, and that's how scary it could be on defense, where it takes one guy to do the wrong thing, and then all of a sudden you got this huge hole, and the guy's out in the secondary.
They had a couple of those.
Yeah. I'm aware, unfortunately.
What did you find out about Tunsil and James that eliminated them from the lineup?
I mean, they just couldn't go, and I don't know. That's all I got for you there. I mean, they just weren't able to. They weren't at a percentage to where they felt like they could do what we needed them to do.
Adam, before you came on the field, with everybody that was out, you had multiple offensive linemen out, starting quarterbacks not playing. Did your team, gauging your team, did they believe that they could win today?
Mm-hmm.
And why?
I felt good. I felt good about what our plan was as a team, what we needed to do. I think we missed the opportunities that we had when we either got a stop on defense, we got some kind of turnover, whether it be special teams, blocking the opponents. Just that field position we didn't take advantage of. We have a good drive to open the game up, and then we have a fumble. You know, I mean, it's just those type of things you can't do against this guy. You do that, it's just a matter of time before he makes it right. So we had opportunities to at least get us to the fourth quarter to where we're either winning or it's close and see what we can do, but we didn't do that.
What do we know about you tonight?
I don't know anything yet. I'll find out more here later.
All right, thanks, guys.
Alright guys, you've reached the end of my video. This is the end of the interviews. I hope you enjoyed those. I hope you enjoyed my show. Also, as a whole, if you did, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Make sure you hit the like button. And please share your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comment section. I love interacting with you guys. It's for you. This is for you. And also follow me on Twitter at Dillon Tartaro. It's on the end screen. My Twitter handle is on the end screen if you need to know it. And with that, guys, I'm out. I'll see y'all soon. Fins up.